What is up, everybody? Happy One Hit Wonder Wednesday. This portion of the BENSON Show is brought to you by NCA. National Certified Alarms, no long-term contracts, license number 645. Listening to Ken there and his amazing Edward R. Murrow, award-winning, because he is award-winning. Don't you guys ever forget that.
More like Charlie Morrow.
That's okay. Somebody.
But I'll take it.
You've won awards.
I have won awards, yeah. Never won a Edward R. Murrow award.
He got an attaboy from us. It's on the refrigerator.
I got an attaboy. Yes, sir. And 1 or 2 blue stars by my name.
Oh, you get those blue stars. That is awesome. Those blue stars. Anybody who says they did a good job should immediately also be in line for termination.
Yeah.
I don't. How? It's just politics, I guess. I guess in this time, in this day and age, I mean, look, Trump. I mean, Trump changed so much of politics where no matter what happens, no matter if you're right or wrong, just never apologize and keep going and do whatever. But the fact that you could look at somebody and go, oh, I think they did a phenomenal job. Really, what part of phenomenal are they doing? Just curious. What part of this has been good for NES? I mean, I'm trying to figure it out. It took Bell 10 days to get somebody to move the live wire on his car. There's still 8,300-ish people without power.
Just under 8,000.
Oh, look at them go. And those poor, men and women out there, the linemen and people doing their jobs. Again, you fight like lions. Unfortunately, you guys have been led by donkeys. And, yesterday was a perfect example. There was, I want to see them have to talk to constituents, have to talk to their customers, have to talk to people who went through it and ask, and be accountable. They don't even seem very, like they're too worried about anything. Case in point this.
Do you believe you and other NES executives should resign from your positions after this incident?
Accountability is important. And right now we are in active recovery, but we have plenty of time to do after action review and evaluate things that we could have done better.
That that is such a corporate speak, right? Isn't it? Out of an abundance of caution, after action. Whatever happened to good old, you guys suck, you need to get fired review.
It's more of an after incompetence report.
And, from the trees and the not really being able to answer questions about that, although, as Ken reminded us earlier, as of 2026, they are ahead in their tree trimming.
Yeah.
So they got that going for them.
Got a lot of help. Had a lot of help a couple of weeks ago.
From the weather.
Think about
Yeah.
I said it yesterday. She reminds me of Murray from Jaws. She's still trying to save 4th of July. Everybody's already been eaten, Murray. Nobody's going in the water. Nobody's going in. Somebody should have went and hired Quint.
Mayor Murray.
Remember him?
Oh, my goodness.
It's like the tourism business is going to go in the toilet if we close the beaches. Well, it's going to go in the toilet after the shark eats a lot of people, too.
That's exactly it. That's what they said.
I don't want that little Kittner boy spilling out all over the press conference.
Yeah, that is just so true. Oh, the NES lady needs to say, we need to circle back. That's one of those other great things.
Circle back.
We're going to circle back to this in a little while.
Yeah, the good old circle back.
Oh, my Lord. How did this circle back? Out of an abundance. You know what? Out of an abundance of caution. Bell didn't have to remove that thing. Thank God for that.
Way to go, Brother Bellel.
Hey, somebody wants to know if I can criticize anyone or anything without bringing up his hatred for Trump. I don't hate Trump. First of all, that's a lot of effort to hate. I don't hate Trump. And by the way, who cares? Who cares? Right? Who cares? Why is everybody... Stop defending him at all costs. He's fine. He's okay. And they've failed here. Everybody knows it. And as I said last hour, when you go and look around the country, Out of all of these failures that we've seen in many other municipalities, counties, and all of these things, what ends up happening? How many people really pay and lose their job? Or do they just get shuffled around? And now you've got, who was the person that said they're doing a bang-up job?
Delta. What's her last name? Delta
Burke?
No, let me see. Where do I have?
Delta Ann Davis.
Yeah, Delta Ann Davis.
She's the chairman of the board.
And she said they're doing a good job.
Yeah.
She says that she has confidence in the leadership at NES.
Is there other leadership that we don't know about?
She must have been seriously let down in the past to look at that and have confidence.
I'm curious. I mean, because how do you have confidence in that? I have confidence we as a city are going to get through. I have confidence that they've failed, and I have confidence that we're going to circle back to us kicking their ass. Circle back. Out of an abundance of caution, we're not going to allow them to do this anymore. Now, as you said, Ken, the board itself, because we focused on, really Teresa and what's his name, who just, have you seen him? What was his name that just
he vanished?
Brent Baker.
Brett Baker.
They have not put him up there since last week whenever he was, man, Channel 4's Jeremy Finley and Stacey Cameron. And here's the thing. They weren't it wasn't gotcha journalism. They were just asking relevant questions. That they couldn't answer. And then Brent Baker, and the CEO is standing right by her vice president of operations, and he's swinging in the wind. She's not saying anything to help him out.
He starts talking about how he went to college with all you people.
Look, I went to college with all these other, company CEOs, and they're all trying to help. And
nobody, it's so embarrassing. It is. And look, I'm glad that more and more is getting on, but the power's getting on. Hopefully by Monday, as Ken has pointed out a few times, that they're going to get this back. But in the after action report, how about we do a right now action report? And we're past halftime. We're making subs. Like if this was a game. This didn't go well. This isn't like there's not going to be weather coming. This wasn't this is the only thing that'll happen ever again. And so people have concerns, rightly so. And you're talking about, we're going to appoint a committee, we're going to do all this stuff. That's going to take months and months and months and months. And their goal is what? Well, maybe everybody will forget about it.
Yeah, he says he wants, once the committee starts its work, he wants a final recommendation on his desk in, 6 months. So,
final recommendation
in 6 months.
Well, and they were caught telling half-truths, straight-up lies. And that day that they had old Baker on there, remember they brought up the SEIU lady to talk about the fact that they did not deny union members opportunities.
Right.
That was another thing.
Baker using that as an excuse. Being a degreed idiot doesn't make you any more competent. No. Yeah, what it makes you is like, oh, wow. So anybody can go to college? It has not been handled well. But we see that, and look, has nothing to do with the linemen. Has nothing to do with the people that are taking those phone calls and trying to do the best that they damn well can, knowing what's going on and getting yelled at. I mean, imagine those people on the other end of the line who are trying to deal with all this stuff. It's not their fault this thing's gone sideways. They're not the ones who schedule or do any of these things. And they're getting yelled at all day. It's not about them. This was just about leadership at the top that failed from the beginning to listen to what everybody else apparently knew in the surrounding areas, the surrounding states, the states not so close to us, that this was going to be kind of ugly and you should prepare for it.
Well, even the other utilities right here in Middle Tennessee, the co-ops.
Yeah. Like you said, Ken, what did they say? They followed the weather.
Yeah, she kept mentioning yesterday, based on the weather that was forecast at the time, they were under the impression that they were going on that it was the ice was going to be in the Memphis area. But then when that changed, She said they immediately called up 88 line crews from Memphis to Nashville. But, and apparently, according to the Joy Stiles, who is a Metro Council member who is also running for mayor, according to her, they only had 60 line crews ready to go when the ice storm hit.
Even without, let's just say, take the ice storm out of it. Snow, you don't think you would be somewhat prepared?
Right, and even the winter storm warning, there were two warnings. Initially, it was the winter storm warning, but in that warning, it says there will be ice. There is the potential for ice in a winter storm. Now, the ice storm warning, is definite ice. But either way, the winter storm warning was enough to know that there was the potential for ice. And that's what we got.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I was sitting there thinking the other day, how many people, if you had 1,000, so if you're looking over there and you're seeing, was it Charlotte had 18,000 and you got Atlanta with 8 or 10,000, and you're thinking to yourself, okay, we should have at least 1,500 to 2,000 crews ready to go. God willing they don't, but 160, 60, 200, 400, it wasn't enough. You weren't even close. And you always have to approach these things as the worst case scenario. We were talking about Artemis 2 because, they scrubbed, they were thinking about launching. Now they scrubbed it, moved it to March.
Yeah.
Because there was some leaks and, and they're still really worried about the shield because nobody's ever gone that far and then come back through. And they're a lot worse. But they're worried because everything they do, they come from the worst case scenario.
Yes.
That's why when they do those simulations, they get them in the air and pretend like they're in there in the simulation, and they make it hell for them because there's a great chance none of that's going to happen. But just in case, that's why you want that. And they didn't do the just in case. They just thought, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. And you weren't. And as somebody just texted in, people lost their lives. And, some of that's the driving and stuff like that. But there's definitely, we're going to find out a lot more. And the damage people's businesses, their homes, and insurance companies already denying people.
Well, there was that story about the one elderly man who froze to death in his home because his generator ran on electricity, and he had none.
None. So, and how many people got sick and ended up in the hospital because they were trying to warm themselves? So, yeah, I think, the beauty of our country is, as great as is, you go look at China is where they execute people for this kind of stuff. We don't do that. And putting them in jail, we don't do that either. So what we do usually is give them a nice payout, and then we push them over to another board on the water district or the AstroTurf district or whatever they make up. They have an AstroTurf district? That'd be pretty cool.
At the stadium? I
don't know either.
Maybe not.
Maybe they do. I don't know. It is One Hit Wonder Wednesday. We got a good One Hit Wonders coming up, as well as White Woman Wednesday. Got a whole bunch of white white ladies screaming and yelling, progressive nut jobs. You know who you are. We'll do that straight ahead. Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 99.7. White women, you know who you are. Now, remember, this is not all white women. Progressive women who tend to be completely in-freaking-sane. And we're going to start with the lady we started the show with, who is just, I don't even know how to say it. Again, it goes back to emotions. But this is a woman who is upset about ICE and all of these things, not quite sure what to do. Should ICE come to the door like they're looking for a Jew that's hidden somewhere, right? People always say Anne Frank, but they didn't know who Anne Frank was.
If it comes down to me taking out myself and my kids versus us being taken and harmed by ICE, God help me, I did not want to do it. This is not the life I wanted. But that is a very dark thought that I've had. Death would be a easier out than for my children to be taken and harmed by these pedophiles. I really pray it doesn't get bad enough.
Wow. That's unhinged. And yes, CPS was notified about that. First of all, putting it out there like that's crazy. Secondly, the thought that that's going to happen, that ICE is going to burst through your door and take you away. No, that's not happening. It isn't, right? So you and your kids are going to be safe, okay? You're going to be safe. Our good friend, Jess, and Kylie, I was trying to figure out which one to go with. I've decided to go with, you guys know what trad wives are? Those are traditional wives. And it's kind of become a thing on the internet where they kind of, like the trad influencers dress like it's the 1950s. And they're traditional wives, you know, you get home and your husband's dinner's there and the whole 9 yards. So this is our good friend, Kylie, talking about trad wives. And of course, remember, everything, no matter what it is, when it comes to these progressives, it's racism and it's patriarchy. And I know I'm a heteronormative, cisgendered male, but that's how they see the world.
Might be a hot take, but the trad wife trend is very much rooted in racism. Reason why is because these white women are recreating the traditional family life that was very common, that people are yearning for from the 1950s. You know who this wasn't an option for? Black and brown women. Historically, black and brown people have been very underpaid in the U.S., which has forced them to acquire multiple jobs simply to support their family. So a man being able to confine his white wife to the home is very much something that was not an option for everybody. And it's rooted in nostalgia, whiteness, and who the past was really meant for, which is why you see so many white people trying to recreate it, because they see it as a time when women could be led by men and when men had full and total authority over the women in their lives and over politics in general. But again, this trad wife lifestyle was not an option for all women, so the fact that it is being so romanticized by specifically white women is often rooted in racism, the yearning for some mythical past that doesn't even exist. So remember, if you see any of this trad wife content, literally just dislike it. Tired of seeing it on my FYP, and I'm tired of young girls being shown this.
Yes.
She is just insufferable.
No, I guys, I don't think you guys understand something. So if you go out and you talk to black American women and say, hey, would you like an opportunity to raise your children, not have to worry about anything in your husband's home? No. And the reason is because they want somebody else to raise their kids like everybody else does nowadays. And if they do that, it's only because of racism and patriarchy. Everything is racism.
What is she saying? Trad wife?
Trad wife, that's a traditional wife.
Oh, okay.
So that's like
Gotcha.
You can go online and see a bunch of trad wife influencers. They dress kind of like it's the 50s. And, you know, but it's just a wife that stays home.
And maybe she wants to.
No. Because, Ken, first of all, right there, you're not doing the work, all right? That's patriarchy right there from Ken. That's it. You probably think they shouldn't vote either.
Why does your wife stay home?
Because she's a trad wife.
Because you won't let her work.
I won't let her work, actually. It's so funny. Every day I look at my girls and I say, this is going to be you guys one day with somebody. So, and then I go over and then I just put the ball and chain on her. And we put one of those things around her neck, so if she tries to go too far from the house, it shocks her and she has to run back.
Shock collar.
Trad wife.
And I wake up in the morning and I go, toxic masculinity. That's what I'm having for breakfast. And for lunch, I want patriarchy.
Steph, blink twice if you need help.
Oh, goodness me. You know what's
little
funny?
Kylie.
She's going to one day, she's going to run into a dude who's kind of conservative libertarian. And she's going to go, gah. And that dude is going to steal her heart and the whole, and she's going to hate every second of it. You watch. It's going to happen.
And he might buy her a new coat.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because somebody stole her coat. You know why?
That's so funny, man.
That was so funny. Right. Somebody stole my coat. When she wasn't being drugged. Remember that? Right. That guy tried to buy me a drink and take me in the other room and drug me.
Yeah.
Oh, ladies, how do you live with yourself? Coming up is One Hit Wonder Wednesday. We got some great one hit wonders straight ahead. Jeff Benson's Super Talk 99.7. Matt, I just want to say thank you yesterday for taking that call for the guy at the end. So, Chad, don't take calls. And I'm going to come over and grab that live wire.
He said he waited forever. And I'm like, well, Chad doesn't take calls. I don't understand.
We don't even have the phone on.
I don't understand why. I mean, so I don't know how you're holding forever. I don't know.
Yeah. But,
Weird.
But the good news is he got his car back.
Hey, how did it happen? I didn't hear how it happened.
Somebody swung by, maybe a listener, maybe not, and grabbed the thing with the giant gloves and moved it.
So there was someone that called in. I don't think it was the same guy. There was somebody that called in and said that they could remove it with their hand.
No, that was that guy.
Yeah, that was that Mark
that
guy. Yeah, and then you asked him, you're like, your bare hands?
I mean, I don't think you should touch it with your bare hands. But apparently, they have some gloves.
Yeah. So, and they finally got his car up and running.
How's your car running, Bell?
It's actually running fine. I drove Chad's in today to give it back to him, and I'm going to Uber home, and then I'm.
Oh, did you have to get it towed out of your front yard before you did that?
No, not this time.
So you realize your car might have superpowers now.
That's what I was thinking. So. What if it's like Flash?
I know how I've seen the superpower movies. I've seen the superhero movies, and you get an electrical shock, and sometimes you get superpowers.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, but what if it's like the movie Powder?
Oh yeah.
Now you think could read any book in the world.
John, no, your car might have a brain tumor. John Travolta, phenomenon.
Yeah,
phenomenon.
He gets superpowers for just a hot minute,
and
then he's dead.
Yeah.
When the guy was at the house, he was under the impression he was going to come raise the line. And then when he got there and saw the situation, he was like, I can't do anything about the line because we're not allowed to touch it without NES's permission, meaning the transformer.
What?
He said that he can't touch the transformer unless he gets direct permission.
So he was able to lift it and allow him to get out, but then he had to just put it right back down because NES hadn't given him permission to move all of that stuff.
This guy was just an electrician?
Yeah, he was a contractor for NES.
And you know them, you have to go through a rigorous thing.
They're doing a great job, though.
The bang-up job.
They're doing a banger job.
Ann B. Davis, as Alice said so.
They're doing a fine job. It's my understanding.
Yeah.
Ann B. Davis as Alice.
We're going to circle.
She lived in their house.
You did?
No, she lived in their house.
Oh, did she?
That was always weird. Even when I was a kid, it was weird that the maid lived in the house with them.
It was. It was very
weird. Then you're never not the maid.
Always. That's right. Yeah, you're not going out outside of when Sam came over to deliver the meat.
But I mean, if you live in the house, but it's your time, and then the kids want something to eat, you just tell them to go pound sand?
No.
You got to get up. You got to do it.
Yeah.
You got to make them a sandwich. So you're always on. So that's a little bit like slave labor. I don't know.
I mean, it is. Well, you know what it is? Patriarchy.
And what if you want some alone time with Samuel?
Well, he does have the best meat.
He does have some fine meats.
They're going to circle back around with that one today, and we're going to do an action plan.
Oh my goodness!
It's going to be action forward.
I'm certain we'll see another press conference real soon.
Oh yeah.
Jeez,
that Baker guy. Somebody needs to put out somebody needs to well check.
What happened to him?
I don't know, but I went to school with some people. Matt, straight ahead, guys.